Assalamualaikum guys, welcome to another Dragon Ball Fighter character breakdown. This time breaking down a.gohan, the full of potential character, but like somehow seems to fall short, like his anime counterpart. But yeah, we'll see what he has to offer. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, a.gohan has like a bunch of specials, and like Goku Black, his specials like change, at least the one of them, and he's not ambidextrous like VW or something, but he definitely has specials that he can use in the air, but not all of it. So first up is the quarter cycle for attack button special. This is the jet uppercut. The jet uppercut is like a DP, and the light variant is actually just a light DP, and then the medium variant is actually a full DP, that means it's actually activated from frame 1, and then the EXDP being the fastest starting up at 10 frames, and it's also a full DP as well from frame 1. So and the thing about this DP is the light variant, as I've said, is just only air invincible attack. That means if your character does some air, if an opponent does an air move, then you can just DP that. That's only true for the light variant. And then the other thing about it is that like after potential unleashed, his range for the DP, at least the medium variant and the EX variant, will increase drastically. So like normally the DP doesn't even travel that much, like it doesn't even travel from like round star distance like properly. The last set will reach, but like not that, and the EXDP also doesn't reach that much, and the EXDP actually kind of remains like still on the ground. But after potential unleashed, the range for the move like increases drastically, and like you're even able to like reach from farther than round star distance, like from like the 30 to 40% of the screen. Like at that point, like this is like a really huge significant change that he gets after like potential unleashed, and like one of the really good quality of life changes. Even the EX variant also gets a really good range buff, like from where it was like stand still, now it can like reach from even more than 30 to 40% of the screen. So this is like a really good quality of life change that a.gohan gets after potential unleashed thing, and this will only change for 1 levels, and like the range does not increase anymore even if you like increase your levels further. But this is a really good quality of life change that a.gohan gets. The light variant is the light variant after like potential unleashed, it actually gets faster, it actually recovers faster, so like you can do combos and stuff. That's the only difference for the light variant that you get. And property for invincibility remains same across all of the levels. That's also true for that. Then moving on to the quarter cycle back attack button special. This is the ultimate back attack. The ultimate back attack is the only move that you have access to both in the air and on the ground, and this is an overhead strike. That means the opponent will have to be blocking standing, otherwise if they don't, then they'll get hit, and it will also give you a slide knockdown. This is a.gohan's only method of getting a slide knockdown in a combo. I mean, you can do dragon rushes, but dragon rushes are universal, so that's another issue. And like as I've said, it's an overhead strike, and you have access to both in the air and on the ground. The up close, the light variant start the fastest at like 24 frames, and then the medium starts at the slowest at 28 frames, and then the EX variant starts up at 26 frames, being the balance between both EX and the light variant. So the light variant up close will just be the light variant will like stay in front of them and hit overhead. That's the light variant, and the medium variant will actually cross up and then do an overhead. That means it's a cross up overhead, up close that is. And the EX variant also does the cross up overhead as well. Then for the range, the light variant doesn't have that much range, and like when it's on the ground, it's even less than that. So like it's not that much range. The medium variant has a lot more range, like it's able to reach from, I don't know, about like 80% of the screen. Yeah, 80% of the screen, and that time it'll hit like frontal overhead, not the cross-up overhead. And the EX variant, being the best of both worlds, will like travel faster than the medium variant, and from a huge range as well. Like I don't know, it like travels somewhere about like 90% of the screen. So that's pretty good. And like if you like manage to hit the lesser part of the hitbox, then you'll get a lesser minus frames as well. The aerial variant like also doesn't travel that much. I think there's the same travel, like probably, yeah, it's the same travel, I believe. It's the same travel, but the hitbox isn't that good, so it's not the best for like chasing stuff like that. and he'll also like do the move early, and like it's also 2Hable. Even in a block string, it's like it's way too slow for that, and like it'll be 2Hable like no matter how you do it. And then after potential unleash, the thing that gets buffed is the fact that he'll do a teleportation now. He'll now do this move while teleporting for every of the variants, and that means like all of the variants will now reach from full screen. Before it already did, but now they'll be reaching from full screen and tracking the opponent as they see. Like whether it be from the air or from the ground, it'll be able to track anyone and everywhere from anywhere. That's the thing that gets buffed or like changed from potential unlock. On hit, the light variant will just give you a normal sliding knockdown, the medium one as well, just a sliding knockdown. The frame doesn't change that much as well, it's 44 or whatever. And the medium variant is way too slow for you to be able to use in a combo like unless you do it after like hitting a smash button. The light variant is pretty fast, and like you'll be able to do it in a normal combo. Same with the EX variant as well. The thing that's like better, the thing like good about the EX variant in particular is the fact that it will give you a really good bounce, and you're even able to like use this move even like for combos as well. So that's the special thing about EX. The special thing about the EX variant, like it'll give you a bouncing knockdown and therefore much more better knockdown as well. And it's since it's a bit more like hit stun friendly, you're able to use this like during what do you call that? During like you'll be able to use it during a high block stun situation. That's much more better for that. And even when you're level 1, since it's at much more when you're like level 0, since this is the one that has much more range, this is much more better to be. I mean, you can use it in like anywhere in the screen when you're level 0, that is at least. After you've leveled up, then this issue disappears and you'll be able to use it in any sort of, and you'll be able to use a light variant for most of your purposes anyways, and you won't have to spend another half a bar for like getting a sliding knockdown. So that's the move. That's the move in a nutshell. And as I've said before, all of the variants are like 2Hable, and like you'll be naive to think that you can like just mix them up anytime. And if they like preemptively 2H, then you're dead. That's for sure, at least. So yeah, with that, we are done with the back phase. Then moving on to the air for a bit, the quarter cycle variant, the quarter cycle for attack button special changes into the machine gun kicks. The machine gun kicks is only applicable in the air. You'll do it by inputting the quarter cycle for any of the attack buttons in the air, and all of the variants are pretty fast. The light variant starts up at 7 frames and like part of a 2 block string. Even the medium variant starts up at 13 frames for 13 frames, also part of a 2 block string. And the EX variant also starts up pretty fast, starts up at 11 frames. And the good thing about the EX variant is like even a block string, if you use it, then it'll keep you airborne, and you keep your air dashes or like an overhead jab. You can even air dash as well after the move, so that increases your mix potential with the assist. And like if you just do it with if you do it like only with without an assist, then they'll be able to 2H, or like they'll think of 2Hing. So that's the move in a nutshell. And on hit, they will the light and the medium variant doesn't really do anything. The light variant just simply keeps you like stun lock or something like that. You're not able to convert it using buttons or anything. Like that's the sad part about it. Like there are really specific combos like that you can do with the light variant, but normally you are not able to convert. The medium variant, however, is a bit different, like, and it will always make it so that you're like in a bit of hate stun, and like you'll be able to get like combos in the ground as well using that. And you'll see much of the sauce combos actually utilize this for your sauce combos, that is. And then the EX variant will be like gives you a like really easy conversion no matter which level you are, and like you're even able to use it like and the combo in the Dragon Rush or something like that. So that's the other aspect that I actually wanted to mention. And like the properties while you're level 0 like is a bit different for like the machine gun kicks. So if you like have some sort of momentum, then with the light, then the light variant of the machine gun kicks will like carry that momentum, and like it'll so like if I just float back, then it will also like keep floating back or like keep going backward. So like that's the light variant, and the medium variant actually like listens to your input and like will actually move according to you. Move forward, you can actually move backward with it. You can just stay on the same area, but like you can move backwards with it. But if you can move forward with it, and if you like keep holding a button and then in a direction, then you will be able to keep moving in a direction. Same for the EX as well. It also does it also like will listen to your input as well, and you're able to like control where you go in the air, and you're not able to go backward, just stay in the same direction. And as a one thing I forgot to mention is that like the machine gun kicks will like stay active for the duration that you hold a button, any button that is. And like if you like let go of the button immediately, then you get a shorter version of the machine gun kick. Same for all of the variants, save the EX variant. The EX variant will just activate it until he reaches the ground, and that's how the EX variant works. So after potential unleash, the thing that changes is the fact that the light variant is now has a lot more flurry kicks. So like it's not faster by any means, it's the same. The speed is the same, but the flurry kicks like has a lot more kicks now, I guess. Like there are much more kicks there. And the other aspect is that for the medium and the light, your ability to move in the air like increases vastly. Like that's the change that like, so that's the change that's like most pronounced after your potential has been unleashed. Like you're able to move much more distance with your medium and the EX kick. Even the EX machine gun kicks also like will give you like real sort of like movement with this. I mean, not movement, you get the point. You're able to like go from like full screen distances, whereas like with level 0 you're not able to do something like that. This is level 0, and if I have potential unleashed, then the same variant I'm able to travel like full screen as well. But when you're level 0, this is not possible, and this is the thing that like improves this machine gun kick even further for neutral as well. Like this keeps your zoning game much more good. And yeah, so with that we are done with the attack button special. Then moving on to the special button special, Gohan has only one special button special, that is the quarter for special Masenko. The Masenko is just a simple beam, is the trident to 18 frames and everything. Then true on block. The shake, like it's a normal beam. There's nothing to really talk about it, except that it has got a really good hitbox. The beam is pretty thick and etc. So it's really good in that sense. And yeah, that's about everything a.gohan possesses in his special arsenal. So there is one more special that I completely forgot about, is the fast fall, or like the down special. Down special like will give you a fast fall that like no matter what height you are, like it will immediately make you fall, and you're able to like input this move like after any sort of like buttons or something, like if it's blocked or I don't know what. So you can do that, and like you're still safe and stuff like that, but like you lose your plus frame, so that's also that. So yeah, it's a sort of a mix-up tool. Like you kind of do it like to do the same side mixes and everything. So like let's say after an assist, so doing the high-low instead of like a high or like a cross-up, so like something along those lines. So it's for those type of mixes, but like it's pretty risky considering the fact that you could just get 2-h'd, or like they could do something else. Like if you have like a assist like Vegeta Blue, then it'll obscure the vision and then you'll get an easy low mix there. But like if you don't have an assist like that, so it'll get a bit more problematic. So yeah, with that we are done with the specials. The other thing about potential unleash is that there is two variants of the potential unleash. First is the quarter forward Dragon Rush button. This will only allow you to level up once at a time, and then there's the quarter forward Super Dash button, which will allow you to level up to how many bars you have if you keep holding down the button. So in that sense, Gohan has a little bit more to his arsenal. First is the fact that when he is level 3, he unlocks double air dashes. So that means he'll now be able to double air dash after level 3. And if you go up even 2 levels after this, to level 5, I didn't mean to go to level 6, but if you go to level 5, then he unlocks the reverse beat, which means that if he hasn't used a button, he'll be able to grow into that. he'll be able to go into that button again. That means the button he hasn't still used, he'll be able to use that button again if you still haven't like manually inputted that button. So that means you can go from the heavy into the into whatever, like as many buttons as he possesses, as long as he hasn't used that, he'll be able to go into he'll be able to change into that button. And that applies for the aerial buttons as well. So as you can see that I can go from like heavy to medium, like that's what I want to basically so like the level 5 allows you to go use any of the buttons from in like any order, and you don't have to adhere to a single rule. And then there is level 7, the famous level 7 allows you the same thing as reverse beat but with specials. Now you're able to cancel any specials into anything. So like as long as you do a special, or like they're in a block string, you'll have the option of like using any specials with like anything. Like it's like anything is possible at this point. And so like every special is like is cancelable to any special. And like as long as you're like in the air, or like as long as you have used the specials, you're able to use that special. Okay. So that's how the level 7 works. It's like the reverse bit of specials. And so that's like and with that we can actually conclude everything about a.gohan's arsenal of specials. So we'll now be moving into buttons and block strings. So moving into our buttons and block string section, this is the aspect I'd say a.gohan really thrives at, because like he has like inbuilt mix with his like buttons and everything, and like it's really good. So we're going to start with our first hit of the auto combo, which is the jab. The jab is for a double hitter. First hit is a low, so they'll have to block low. So you're getting a lightning fast low, like starting up at 6 frame. Doesn't have that much range, but like the second hit like will catch up to like some extent and will give you some range, and henceforth you'll like have like a decent amount of range. But like the second hit on its own will like hit at 14 frames, which is much more slower. Then the second hit of the auto combo is the machine gun punch. The machine gun punch is like starts up at 15 frames, I believe, and starts up at 9 frames, and it's also -2. His jab is also -2, the entire part of it. I mean, wherever you cancel that is, I guess. And you can and like multi-hitting auto combos, you can always just cancel out early. Same for the machine gun punch as well, which is also like -2 on block. So this is really good. And then finishing out with the whatever, it's -5. Like it's nothing that special, but like the machine gun punch is pretty impressive, and like it's got like a lot of like flurry of punches, and it's -2, therefore helps out your pressure a lot. And then there's the crouching light. The crouching light is now starts up at 7 frames and is 0 on block. It's got decent enough range, and like it is like mid hitting, and like it's not low hitting, but it's got the biggest reach out of his arsenal of like light buttons. So that's the silver lining to it, and like it's got a really good range as well. Therefore, like in challenge situation, it's much more of a better choice to like challenge with the 2L, because like it's got better reach than the light, and the second hit like takes a bit of time to reach. So therefore having a faster hitting 2L is definitely appreciated. Then onto the medium. The medium like got buffed as well. Like the range has been buffed, that is. So like from full range, the medium starts up at 12 frames and is -5. Up close the thing is a bit different, like it's 9 and is -8, therefore unsafe on block. So but the range buff is definitely appreciated, because like now you can, I mean like every character in the roster has got a like range buff to their medium, so a.gohan is nothing new as well. So he's able to reach from round start and with momentum, like from 50% of the screen around like almost 50% of the screen, like 45% of the screen. So like yeah, from 45% of the screen, like with momentum as well, the reach is buffed to 45% of the screen with momentum, and is -5 on block. And like as you saw up close, it's like -8. Then the down medium is also a pretty good button, being able to reach from a really good distance just by standing, like at least to like about like 50% of the screen from just by standing. So that's pretty good. and like it's like it can rival like Gogeta Blues and etc, but like it doesn't have that big of a hitbox like Gogeta Blue, but like the range is impressive nonetheless. And with momentum you can like buff it up to like about 70 to 65%, I guess 65% to 60%, and with from full range it's -2, but up close it starts up at 12 frames and like is -10 on block, therefore unsafe. So yeah, and this is also a low, of course, because down mediums are on lows. And then there's the heavy buttons. The heavy buttons are actually on the faster side and being able to reach from like round start distance and like a bit more than round start distance, not that much, but like able to. And like from up close it starts up at 11 frames and is -8, therefore also unsafe, and like from round start distance takes about 15 frames to reach and is -4 on block. And like from maximum distance it can be like -3 on block, and with momentum you can definitely buff it up to like about 50% of the screen. So from like with momentum you can definitely buff up the range to 50% of the screen, and this is pretty good. Yeah, you can like generously get to 55, but like it's a gamble, so I'd recommend 50% of the screen is the best bet. And from the full range you'll get -3, which is actually backdashable, and you can just reset your string. Then there is a special button which is the high kick. You do it by doing 3 or like down forward and heavy. You'll get this button. This is a pretty high reaching button, and it's called the ultimate high kick by the by the game. And you have access to this button like after any sort of button, even the light. You can go after the light, medium, every bit of like I mean like however you want to use it, you can use it in even like after 2M as well, then even the heavy as well. But if you do it after the heavy, the pushback of the heavy will make it so that the high kick waves, so like I won't recommend that. And as I've said, like it's got a really good range, like about jump height, I guess, and like it's also pretty damn fast as well, like starting up at 8 frames, so like that's it. And also -6 on block, therefore like safe. It's safe, but like yeah, so it's safe, and you'll be able to like block their challenges after blocking this button. And it's, as I've said, and as I've also shown you, like it's got a pretty high reach as well, like above 50% of the screen, so like pretty good. So like above like jump height, and like which is pretty good and really good to have. This really helps out in combos and everything, and is a really good button to have. But like it will make problems when they will try to 2H across up, and then because you're holding back and then trying to down heavy, you'll get the 3H or the down forward heavy, the high kick instead. So that's the, I guess, only caveat, I guess. So like let's say if you're blocking, then like this happens a lot, and like this is like kind of annoying to like not being able to 2H properly, and yeah, so that happens. And then there's the 2H. The 2H is like 14, starts up at 14 frames and is my 16 on block. Hella unsafe, so be careful. But the good part about it is that like it keeps you airborne, which allows you to cancel into machine gun legs, which is -4 on block safe, and therefore you'll be safe. Even like go into the EX variant, which is actually +1, and keeps you airborne as well. So you also have that advantage. But they can definitely 2H if they want, so but which you can respond to just using a key blast. So yeah, which is faster than most 2Hs nowadays. So yeah, and like that's about it. And with potential unleashed, the auto combo takes a bit of a different shape, and like if you do the auto combo, it has its own unique thing now. And with the potential unleashed, you also gain access to the 3L or the down forward light, which is actually like you can manually do the machine gun punches on your command now. And like on level 5 actually, you can even get like a machine gun stagger as well. Let's say, so like you can do something like that. This is like because you have already used the heavies and the light and the standing medium, which is usually in the potential unleashed, which is usually the second button of the potential unleashed, and therefore like it goes into the level 0 auto combo. Therefore like you can do a double machine gun input. But like if your potential is unlocked, then you get access to the machine gun punches, which starts up at 9 frames and is -2 on block, and has a multi-flurry of hits. No, many though. Another multi-flurry of hits, like about 9 hits, so that's amazing as well. And with that, we are done with the grounded buttons. And then the aerial buttons. The aerial buttons are also one of Gohan's forte. Like not forte, but like the aerial buttons are pretty good. The light being the light is, I guess, the most smallest button in his arsenal, that is horizontally speaking. But the good thing about this is that like it has a really good like downward hitbox, and like is able to really annoy opponents due to that. Like the downward hitbox like really allows for the overhead situation and stuff like that. This is like the really good for me for like high-low mixes. Like it really helps the high-low mix situation with Gohan, and but doesn't have that much range, and therefore like stuffing super dashes with I mean like with your button is like pretty hard to say the least. But of course you can do it. I mean like you can do it with every button in the game, but like it's much more harder than others as well. Then the jumping medium is like the best part about his air arsenal. Like it's really big, and like is able to reach from almost 10% of the screen, which is really big for an air button. And like this is like your go-to button to like catch opponents in the air, and like this is so good, like you really have a really good reach, and like it's pretty good in for catching super dash as well. Like so like with that, and this is like a really good advantage, and like really good pressure starter as well. Like so for challenging in the air, like this is a no bueno. Like this is your best button in the air, like no shot. And then there's the heavy. The heavy is pretty good as well. It's got a pretty big hitbox, and it's one of the faster ones, starting up at 11 frames, and therefore like it's pretty good. It's also like got a decent enough of speaking of hitboxes, as you have already understood by now, the medium is able to like cross up from point blank as well. Like but you need to time just a bit. Because like the downward hitbox is a bit lacking, so you'll need to time just a bit the button, and then his new range buff with the medium will now let you do an easy confirm. Even before he could just confirm with the 2M, so he didn't really have to worry about that, and he can do point blank cross up. But like going back to the heavy button has a pretty good hitbox, and he's also able to like cross up as well. Like this is another button in Gohan arsenal with which he can cross up as well, and it's 11 frames, lower than the medium, but like still pretty good, you know. I mean like you're gonna have to like delay it just a bit anyway. So I mean with the heavy, like you can just press the button like immediately kind of, and like it's much more of an immediate cross up rather than the medium. Because with the medium you need to time it just a bit, because with smaller characters, but like in bigger characters that's not such much of a worry. But yeah, and the heavy is pretty good, and like it's got a decent enough hitbox, downward hitbox especially, and like it does the job. That's what I can say, I guess. But like not like Goku Black level, but like it's got like its hitbox, and like I guess it's a bit lacking in the horizontal hitbox, I guess. And like it's got a diagonally big hitbox, so like the move, I mean the move advertises it, so I mean that's understandable. So yeah, and like the down heavy is nothing special. Like it's got really bad recovery as well, and like it keeps you airborne, but like doesn't have that much trouble or anything, so like you can't use it to maneuver, and like due to the high recovery it's pretty risky as well. So yeah, the down heavy is like for combo purposes only, not like a blue Vegeta, well not like the Vegetas, but like yeah, I mean and like Gohan doesn't have that much aerial maneuverability as well, so like it's not a good idea to use that in neutral or something. Like it's decent and does the job done, I guess. It's like his grounded heavy, like kind of the same animation, you know, like both of them are same. And yeah. And yeah, with that we're done with the buttons. Now I'll be showing you a bit of the blockstring that a.gohan has. And like for your help, I guess. So if I do that part is definitely not true, and they can actually 2H as well. So be wary of that. So you gotta be wary of that, but it's a safe jump and you can just block. So you can always just block in time. But like if a.gohan doesn't have like a assist backing him up, you can just always 2H him, and like you'll be safe, to be honest, and then go into your own assist. But I guess the way that he can counter is like by just doing a key blast, and that's it. That's working to his advantage. And with level 1 or like even level 5, that doesn't really matter. Like you just keep doing the normal string that you can do. you can do. And like I guess the only advantage to level 1 is that you do have the only advantage is you get, or like the only thing that changes is the fact that you get your machine gun punches unlocked. Therefore, so you're able to do like light, then medium, then into the machine gun punches, something along those lines. And this like increases like your stagger. This increases your stagger pressure a lot. And you can also like just go into the light, into the down light, which is like 0 on block, and like this helps you reset your pressure. So like this is even better. Like a.gohan's like pressure is like now much more amazing. And like as I said, like with after you've like you got your potential unlocked, then like this even gets better, and like you can just do something along the lines of, so this is like the strings get much more deeper now, and like this is the advantage that he gets. So like this is the advantage that you now possess, because like your strings are now much more bigger and like lengthier. I mean, like I'm not used to it because I don't use it that much, but like it's definitely a really good tool to have. So something along those lines. That's like a true block string, and it will help you elevate your pressure. And even like you can just do something like this. And then the other fact is that the standing key blast is also -2 on block, which is also another point where you can reset your pressure, but starts up at 17 frames, so no way in hell is that like part of a true block string. I mean, they won't be able to press a button midst that, but like definitely a reflect can be like they can do that. And therefore like even if they do reflect, like you're still in the driver's seat and like not, and you don't like really face that much of a problem, because like you still have like other buttons that you can do after the key blast, that is like heavies and stuff, and then like just go into something along those lines. And with that, we're done with buttons and block strings. So moving into neutral is the aspect like a.gohan gets memed on, but like I honestly think he's like kind of a sleeper hit in neutral, not gonna lie. And like with the recent key blast changes, it's like he got even better. Like the key blast is now really has like got really low recovery, like about 26 frames, and like it's so low, like you like Vegeta's latency is just 42 frames of like active frames, and like it takes a 42 frames to be recovered. So like, and people cannot punish that. They really think they'll be able to punish this. So yeah, it's really good now, and like the key blast is like much more faster and everything. So like it can reach from a like full jump height. Like if you like travel to the full jump height, you'll be able to snipe out the opponent. And then there's the grounded key blast, the palm strike. It's also like similar to UI Goku, and with UI Goku it has a like a really hilarious interaction where they like trade with each other, if you get in it then, that is. And like it's kind of hilarious, but like but there's nothing noteworthy to write home about, and like it's just a glorified key blast. So like it will trade with any normal key blast, and like that's the thing about it. And like from full screen it will not even hit like crouching opponents as well, like not even full screen. Like from, if you like the threshold is just 30% of the screen. So like after that it will not hit like crouched opponents, like no matter how like tall they are, I guess. So like this is just like for block string. This is like a quality of life change during block strings and not like anything else. So like even like a hulking character like Broly also can duck under it. And like with Broly the situation gets even more worse, like Broly's key blast just simply go through his. So like yeah, that doesn't help as well. And yeah, like this is just a glorified like key blast, and like with special block stone, of course, like it can actually jail into vanish, I believe. Yeah, so it can jail into vanish. That's I guess the only other good thing about the palm strike is that they can jail into vanish. So like that's pretty good. And other than that, there's nothing really right to home about. The best part about his neutral is definitely the air key blast. The air key blast is really good. Like you're able to like throw out flurries now basically in the air. Like if you're doing like, if you super jump, then you can like throw out 2 key blasts at the same time before falling down. So like you can whiff one and then do stuff like that. It's really good now. The key blast is actually viable in scrambles now. And the other thing is that you can actually fall like you can actually do a key blast into then go into Masenko like immediately for a combo actually. So like this is actually a true combo and not just for big bodies, just to be clear. So this is like a special sort of friction that the grounded Q blast has, and the ground Q blast is also a pretty good thing to like reset pressure. Like you can just go back, and even if they do reflect, it's still -2. So like it's pretty good, and like it's a really good tool to like reset your pressure, and even plus if they like decide to hold it. So that's pretty like decent as well, and like it also like spaces you out for like the 2M shenanigans, like even in neutral, I believe. So yeah, I mean you got some advantage to your name, but they do have the option of just super dashing, since a.gohan doesn't really have an air level 3, so they can always just super dash. That's one of the options that they do possess. So but you can definitely now blocking time, because things have been changed, and if you like land fast enough, then you don't really have to worry about anything. You won't be able to two-H in time though, just to be clear. You're definitely recovering, like the recovery frames is definitely not good enough for you to be able to do it. If you I guess space them out, then yeah, you can do that, but like without spacing, and if it's like point blank, you won't be able to 2H because you're not gonna recover in time. But you can DP, although that's always one choice, I guess. But if they preemptively read it, and then you're going to just be airborne, and like it's like kind of hard to simulate it, like I can't really show it, but like if they do that, then your only choice is like vanishing, and like you won't be recovering in time if they like preemptively read it and like you do it. There's like a sort of a good spot there, I guess, or something like that. And yeah, then there's of course the beam as well. It's like pretty good, like beams are beams, you know how they work. Beams are beams and you know how they work, like they're pretty good for like just annoying them. And like preemptive super dash is definitely like in the air, like you can always like spam it out, they definitely can super dash and you'll get caught. That's just a matter of fact. But there is like the alternate to it, which is like always like cancel out into the machine gun legs like every now and then, which is like a really good like option to like condition them. The light variant and the EX variant is definitely your ally for like in neutral. Definitely not the medium variant. The medium variant is way too slow, it takes way too much time, and the EX variant even will like give you like full conversions as well. So like with that it's even better. Like the EX variant is like much more better than the other variants. Like it's like a guaranteed conversion and everything, and like also it's pretty good to like condition your opponent to not super dash at you like recklessly. And if you're like in full screen, then you're like, and like if you're in full screen, then you can like even like just cancel out into the machine gun legs while they try to super dash through it. So yeah, that's like one of the tools that you now have. And like the key blast recovery also like pretty amazing. And like if you like the harass them like that, then you're just they're just falling into your bait. With the level up, there's nothing like really helping your neutral situation. I guess the backface now tracking is like a good way to close the distance, but like if they do catch up to that, then they'll just 2H you. Not a good choice. The best choice would be to like if they like are super dash fancy, then you can always like use the medium. Like when you're powered up, then you can definitely use the medium to like close the distance, and like if they do super dash, then they might get caught into like one of your like machine gun kicks shenanigans. So like in the when you're level 1 medium, the medium variant is definitely a much more viable just because of the like ability to move again. That's like the only reason like you use the medium, like when you're like you can move again. That's the I guess good part about it. But like conversions get like really pain in the ass, to be honest. And then with the EX variant it's much more better. Like you can just keep moving, and like it's quality of life really definitely like amps up when they're like when you get powered up, but like it doesn't really change the fact that your neutral in the air is definitely lacking. And if they like throw out key blast, then you're kinda in the like red. You're kinda in a red because like you don't have that many key blast arsenal for you to like be able to challenge them that much. So like yeah, and like with opponents with multiple key blasts and like especially area key blasts, you're definitely not having like some sort of like advantage there. Even though I really showed a hyperbole example of it, but yeah, a.gohan neutral is mid. I mean, it's not the greatest, but definitely not bad. People who say it's bad are just downplaying it. And with that, we're done with the neutral. Moving to the assist, the first assist is the A assist, is the jet uppercut. Is the fastest assist in the game, starting up at 18 frames and has like 29 frames on block stun, and is also got like anti-air as well, like its variant. Like the special variant, it also like has like air attack invincibility. That is like it's an aerial DP. And this is like the good part about it. Good part about this assist is that like it will like basically you can definitely like call it like a defensive assist sort of. So that's the good part about it. And like it's and as I've also said, it's like the fastest assist in the game, like starting at 18 frames, and like it's the best assist in terms of like doing the super dash and then super dash handing, and you know. But the bad part about the assist is that like it has no reach, vertically a bit. But like other than that, like it's got no reach, and like you don't even have round start like coverage for that. But like understandable, since like it has like aerial invincibility and stuff, so I can understand why it doesn't have like stuff like that. More than super jump height, and like you can definitely catch like people in the corner, but like since it's fast, you can definitely use that assist like this in the corner only, like UIA, and that's the good part about it. And then as I think the other better part about it is the hit stun. It has like now a massive amount of hit stun, 80 frames. This is due to the fact that it like launches you really high up in the air, and like converting with this assist has always been a real pain in the ass, and you'll have to be like really accurate. So this like alleviates that pain, and like the hit stun is definitely now really helps the conversions and everything. You can just super dash confirm. You can just super dash confirm or like just super jump confirm nowadays. So like this is much more quality of life change for Gohan, and like he really needs it. The 80 frames is kind of needed if you like want to consistently convert, which is like which was like the always annoying part about this assist. Like converting with this assist was like the annoying part. Now this assist is like one of the best assists in the game, I feel like. I mean, people really hail it as one because of the speed and invincibility and everything. So yeah, it's a pretty good assist, to be honest. Especially the fact that it has aerial invincibility, that's pretty good. Then moving on to the B assist, the B assist is the block stun assist. This is the machine gun punch. It starts up at 30 frames and has like 45 frames of block stun. Like much more faster than other block stun assists, but like, and like it's even faster than a beam assist as well. So like it's pretty good. It's able to reach from round start distance and like starts a bit far from you. So like it's also like kind of like doubles as a neutral assist as well. And like it's able to reach from like a decent range, like considering it's like a block stun assist, like it's able to reach from a decent range. But like yeah, I mean like during combo conversion it gets a bit hard, and like for like Goku Black and like my characters, like this assist is the best, and like this is my go-to assist. Like I get the mix and everything with this, like the Goku Black mix. So this is like a no-brainer for me. Like I mean, I can get like why others would use this as the other assist, but like for my team is the best assist I can really ask for. I can really just do a lot of mixes. Like Goku Black's mix potential really increases with this a lot, so like really helps his mix game a lot with this, and therefore it's my choice of assist. And like for hit stun, like it's got a decent amount of hit stun, like about 50 frames, and like aerially. So yeah, it's got about like 50 frames of hit stun, which is like pretty good. So like yeah, it's pretty good in that sense, and like you can definitely get like definitely get some good combo conversions, especially like Goku Black, who like needs a bar to like always like end his combos in a side knockdown. But like with this assist, it's much more easier. I mean the conversion need to be a bit different. So like if you do the manual conversion, then like with Goku Black you can like get a stunning knockdown. If you do the super dash conversion, then that gets a bit more problematic. You can see that in a Goku Black breakdown. So yeah, this helps my team as well pretty good. Like I can do I have like specific combos like with this team and like with this assist, and like it really helps me out a lot. And especially with mixes and everything, like with Vegeta Blue, it's much more of a no-brainer, because like I can get like true mixes like without having to like think about like getting DP'd or something. due to this assist. This is like like yeah, it's really good in that sense. So yeah, with that Vegetable and Goku Black really really goes with this assist really well. The C assist, I mean the B assist is the best for this team. Then the C assist is the Masenko, like it's the beam assist. Starts up at 40 frames. I mean, actually starts up at 33 frames. It now has the same amount of like startup as like a normal beam assist. 30 frames of block sum, same as a beam as well. And yeah, it's like a normal beam assist, but like with the recovery of C assist and with the perk of having like easy conversions if they get hit. So you know how the C assist work, and like it's got a shit ton of recovery like other C assists as well. That's the drawback to that, but like it works as a normal beam and like full screen coverage, horizontal coverage, you know how that works. But like if they whiff it, then like a really good amount of recovery. So I don't really recommend it, but if you want it, or like if it helps you play it, then yeah, go for it. And with that, we are done with a.gohan's character breakdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys liked it. And if you did, please leave a like. And if you think that other players might, or like some players that you know might benefit from this, then please do share with them. I really like it. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. Be sure to tune in next time. That could be potentially my last video I've ever made. So do come back for the later video, a montage style video I have planned. I'm not sure, like don't quote me on that. I might make it, I might not make it, so that's something. And yeah, with that I'll take my leave. Thank you so much for your time. Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum, and enjoy the combo section. Assalamu alaikum.
Getting away.